Alright, how's it going, everybody? This is Ismortah, and this is episode 54 of my custom Kingdom Death Monster campaign. Now, this is Lantern Year 17, and we're about to do the Departure, Hunt Phase, and Arrival Showdown against a level 2 Phoenix. So we haven't done a level 2 Phoenix before, but now that we're hunting level 2s, we kind of got to stick with it to stay with the materials curve, to stay up with the difficulty curve. So I think we can do it. We got stuff to make it happen, and that's what first thing I'm going to show you. I'll show you the strategy that I have going on, certain people going out, and the gear grids. Then we'll do departure bonus. Then we'll do the entire hunt. And then we'll just do the arrival bonuses and setting up the showdown. But the bulk of it's going to be the hunt. Trying to go after this bird right here. All right, so the first thing I want to show you is the strat to have going on. So I updated the gear grids and swapped out a couple items and took out a couple things. And the people I've currently going out are only actually the 4 that could possibly go out that don't have to skip a showdown or retired or maimed. So that's Vulva, Joy, Barrett, and Rin. So what I got going on basically is we have 2 full sets of Screaming Antelope, 1 full set of White Lion, and then 1 almost complete set of Screaming Antelope, but I have a Phoenix Placard and a shield. That way this person can serve as a tank because they could stop 2 attacks right there. And then since can't move, can obviously capitalize on Twilight Sword, while giving everyone else a bonus of Boss Mindy who's adjacent. The idea is to have these 2 adjacent, that way they can attack at an angle and get the bonus damage, while Joy is utility, the fact that can get in hits that can either get rid of a mood or daze the monster. And of course can also bandage. And the best DPS is definitely counterweighted axe because it's true damage with the red charm that doesn't matter what the toughness is of the monster, I can get those wounds to go through. And I got Rawhide Drum as another utility just in case. Especially during the hunt. Cool. Well, that's the strat in a nutshell. I have multiple characters. Everyone has extra sense. Multiple people with Timeless Eye. In particular, this Rin, who can use Counterweight Axe and hit on a 9. Joy just throws out so many hits, the most likely I'll get a 10 with Hunter Whip or Skullcap Hammer anyway. We got the Pickaxe, so I can get mine some ore. King Step, it just does one of the characters that has it, but I want to keep that in the tribe. Same with Red Fist. I have 1 person Red Fist, so that bonus will be going on as well. And then I have a few people with Legendary Lungs, which is here, that allows me, once per attack, if I roll and get any hits, I can roll an additional time. And now how I'm playing it, based on wording, is it's just a one-time bonus, not a continuous bonus like Hack City is how I'm going to play it. And then with specialization of Twilight Sword, the weapon is no longer cumbersome, so I can move and swing. But if I get 1 more proficiency, then I can get a +2 speed bonus, lose slow, and actually be able to use a speed bonus of Vulva also. So it's going to be a pretty powerful weapon. Cool, that's it in a nutshell. See anything else that screams? No. Cool. So now I'll put this back, and now I'm going to do the departure bonuses for the hunt. So let me plug this back into the Mako power. Right, so we got some Phoenix action going on below. Okay, so now I'm doing bonuses for departure. So one of the things I had going on was murder event. On No Society Principle, I rolled between a 4 and a 7. So everybody, when they go out, is going to get +5 insanity and -2 survival. But as a settlement, I already get a +3 survival when I go out anyway. So the net is a 1. So I'm going to have 1 survival. Everyone's going to get 1 survival and 5 insanity by default when they depart. And then anything else that procs based on gear. All right, so let's go around the horn. So Vulva cannot spend survival, so it doesn't really matter, but she has Immortal, so I really want to up her insanity. And that's why I have her be the tank, because with Immortal and Shield and Placard, it's a huge tank. Okay, so she gets departing bonuses. Duran says an arrival bonus, so do I have anything that's departing on this person? No. So it's just I gain 5 insanity, so go to 11 to 16, and survival I'm already maxed at 8. But everyone now does also have the ability to surge that I learned this Lantern Year, which is going to be cool. The problem is Volva can't surge. She can't do survival actions because of Immortal, unfortunately. But she's a super tank, so I want the monster to come to her. Is the idea. Alright, so Joy goes from 7 to 8, survival. And then goes from 12 to 17 insanity. Rin gets 1 survival. Oh wait, did she have anything else when she departed? No. Rin gets 3 survival departing, because +2 with the Acanthus. So it goes from 2 to 5. And then gets 5 insanity, so it goes 12 to 17. And then Barrett has anything on depart? No. So it just more insanity, so it goes from 4 to 9 insanity. Cool, so we have all the departure stuff. So everyone has super high insanity except for Barrett, who has 9, which is decent, but not super. And then everyone has 8 survival except for Ren, who only has 5. So I definitely want to keep the damage to these 3, and physical and the mental damage keep to these 3, if possible. Alright, I think we're good to go. I'm going to double check all the departure stuff happened. Otherwise, I just have arrival stuff that happens. Cool. I think we're ready to go. Alright, let's do it. So I already have the hunt board set up below. So these are Phoenix hunt events, otherwise it's random hunt events. No hunt event will happen here because this will be the Overwhelming Darkness event. But in here, there's going to be a Mineral Gathering and a Phoenix event. Cool, so let's do it. So I'm going in this order, top to bottom. I'll just keep repeating, which is basically starting here and going counterclockwise. That's what I'm going to do. All right, so let's make it happen. So Barrett's going to go first. Oh, and for the miniatures, we have holding the King Spear Barrett, who's, I know the sex model, but the antelope and the spear matches. Then we have Volva, who's got some armor on and holding Twilight Sword, so that matches. Then I got another good female model for Joy, who has the hammer and the whip. And then the cat gear with the counterweight axe, which is the gear spot on, but it's the wrong sex, is Rin, who's actually female. Cool, let's do it. So we're moving in. Roll 2d10. And again, this is going to be the ones. This could be the 10s, and this could be the ones. We rolled a 17. Now I go to the hunt table and see what that corresponds to. Face to face. And again, why the Phoenix is on this side is because level 2 start just on the other side of Overwhelming Darkness. Okay, so 17. Face to face. Amidst the sea of stone faces, one catches the event revealer's eye. They feel compelled to investigate. Gain +1 courage and roll 1d10. Okay, so the hunt revealer is Barrett and gains 1 courage, and they feel compelled to investigate. let me see if anyone has stuff to think they can share ability-wise. Yes. Volva has prepared. Can add hunt experience to the roll when determined is straggler. Okay. I believe that's just for her. Okay, so we roll and see what happens. That's 5. The face reminds you of someone dear. Your heart aches with loneliness. If your survival is greater than your insanity, suffer monster level brain event damage. If your survival is greater than your insanity. No, his insanity isn't greater than his survival, but barely. So no damage is taken. Okay, all right, so that's it for that event. So then everybody moves forward. Then the next one to lead the charge is going to be Volva, who has a Twilight Sword, if you remember. Let me get a swig. One sec. Move this over here in case I need it. Just in case I need them. Okay. Next, we got a Phoenix event. We got Fateful Feather. I'll show you what the card looks like, but don't worry about trying to read it because I'll read it to you. Plus, it may or may not focus. Okay. Fateful Feather. The survivors pass a ruined settlement. At its center, an altar holds a lustrous feather. Its glow illuminates the ghostly image of frozen whispers. Each survivor rolls 1d10. The lowest becomes a straggler. So we'll do that first before I read the rest. Okay, so I'm just going to roll for everybody. So Barrett, 7. Now Volva, it says add hunt experience to your roll. Her hunt experience is 4. So a 9 goes to a 13. So I'll just say it's a natural 10 plus. No, I can do the number. Here we go. 13. Then we have a 1. That's most likely going to be doomed. And a natural 10. Okay, so the straggler is going to be Joy. The straggler cannot resist grasping the feather. The straggler instantly forgets the sum of their life. Set the survivor's weapon proficiency and hunt experience to 0. And the survivor can actually gain the benefits of age again. Remove all disorders and fighting arts. Wow, this is like this completely go back in time. Wow, so this is like good and bad. So this person loses all the fighting arts I gave, and disorders, right? And hunt experience and weapon proficiency, which is too bad because she had club. So it's like, I swear to God, my game weapon specialization, this game is doomed. I swear. Okay, so if I read this correctly, did I lose the levels or the proficiency altogether? You set the survivor's weapon proficiency. It says the straggler instantly forgets the sum of their life. Set the survivor's weapon proficiency and hunt experience to 0. So that goes to 0. And all my hunt experience goes to 0. Remove all disorders and fighting arts. So unfortunately, I lose Legendary Lungs, Red Fist, Extra Sense. So that sucks. But I do get rid of Honorable. So. But it sucks losing all those abilities. Whoop. And a dice. Okay, but gain 1 tail feather Phoenix resource. And then if anyone had an hour's ring, other stuff happens, but we don't. So we get a tail feather. And then I'll reshuffle this deck right quick. So we do get a resource. I'm not opposed to making the Phoenix armor. I would rather either give more people like this set of giving a placard and a shield, or make the perfect flare, because I feel like it's a better use of iron, but you know, we'll see. It really depends on what I'm able to do in a short period of time. But it's cool, we got a resource, great. Alright, so we shuffled, and that was that event. Now everybody moves forward. Now we're going to lead the way to the next random hunt event. We got a 40. 4-0. And this time it's going to be Joy, is who that is. Actually, if you have resources, I can just put it there. I should have been doing it the whole time. It's easier to, anyway, blah. Okay, 40. 40, it says Dream. The event revealer dreams of the upcoming hunt, which would be the Phoenix. More powerful version. Powerful. They stand before the great beast, weapons ready, but it strikes them down. If the event revealer has three or more courage, or if any survivor is a savior, the event revealer is emboldened by the dream and gains +1 evasion token. The event revealer does not have 3 courage, and I don't have a savior, so there's no bonus. Otherwise, the dream is merely rattling. Suffer 1 brain event damage. And then other stuff happens. The first 1 brain event damage, so it goes from 17 to 16. Okay. And then, if any survivor has the Twilight Sword, they dream of indiscriminate slaughter. Add the murder settlement event to the timeline 1 to 5 years from now. I swear to God, when can these murders stop? Population is a problem, man. Seriously. Plus, I think murder is already on the table again, coming up. Oh, man, I'm telling you, I'm plagued by losing shit for no reason. Yeah, there was already a murder this year. This could be a murder next year. And now this could be a murder again. It's like, oh my God. Not good. Let me make sure I read that correctly. If any survivor has a Twilight Sword, they dream of indiscriminate slaughter. Add the murder settlement event. So it's a 1. Which means it would be next year, but it's already next year, so it's a wash. So we already have the murder event. Now, you could argue that this means you're going to have it twice, but I'm not going to do that. So it's like, I can have different events, but the same event multiple times, I just think it's stupid. But do I have a double up or not? No, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to say, yeah, murder is definitely happening next year. Lantern year. So, alright. Murder is already happening. It's already on the docket. Like, I don't, like, adding it further out, sure, but multiple times at the same time. So this is saying that there'll be 2 murders. But we're already doomed with murder, which is maybe influenced by the Twilight Sword being in our settlement this entire time. So, anyway, I'm going to let that slide. It's already on the docket. And thematically, you're thinking about, maybe the Twilight Sword this whole time has been making people insane, right? The Ismortah religion, more specifically. Okay, so I'm just going to proceed. All right, so everybody moves forward. Now the person that's going to lead the charge is going to be Rin. And remember, this is a custom campaign, so I'm playing more towards story and trying to a little bit help the balancing some things in this game to make it more fun. It's already punishing. The trick is to have the game engaging enough that it's still fun, you want to go through it, not this, oh, I feel helpless, I don't want to play anymore. Anyway, blah. Okay, so we're having Rin go forward and it's going to trigger another Phoenix event. This time, it is Filth from the Sky. This is cool. I'm seeing cards I haven't seen before. Okay. All survivors roll a d10. The lowest scoring survivor becomes a straggler. So we're rolling again to see who does what. Now let's go around the horn. 7. 6 plus 4 is a 10. 7. And we got 3. So the straggler this time is Rin, who's in front. Where's the card? Okay. Filth from the Sky. The straggler is struck by a slimy mass hurtling from the sky. Roll a d10. A slimy mass. That's a 6. Fortunate Feces. Gain the Muculent Droppings Phoenix resource. Start the showdown with the priority target token. Now, what I don't understand by that is, I'm assuming I'm just taking my face value. It says, start the showdown with the priority target token. So I don't think that says to start the showdown. I'm interpreting that as, when this person starts the showdown, they're the priority target because they're covered in filth. Not that it immediately starts the showdown, but the fact that I'm covered in filth, the monster is attracted to that person. Okay, so what does that mean? First, we get another resource, Muculent Droppings. And then the priority target token, which is somewhere. I don't immediately see it for some reason. If I can't find it here very soon, I'll just do a proxy for it. I don't see it. Okay, I'll just proxy then. Until I find it. I'll say priority target. Sure. Okay. It's weird I can't find it though. It's a little bit bigger than this token size, so it does stand out. It just probably buried somewhere. Okay. Anyway. All right. So that happened. Everybody moves forward. Now we start over again as far as the order. So Barrett goes first. Oh, there it is. It was upside down. Boom. Great. Okay, so we got a 34. This doesn't sound good. Of course, do they ever sound good? It says Crippling Misery. Each survivor rolls a d10, and then we're determining a straggler, first of all. We'll go ahead and start with that. Go around the horn as usual. 2. 5 plus 4 is a 9 because of the prepared traits. And a 4 and a 6. So the straggler this time is Barrett. It's funny how the straggler practically is always the person in front. Okay, where are we at? 34. So Barrett becomes a straggler. If any survivor has the anxiety disorder, they are the straggler. And do not roll. Does anyone have anxiety? No. Yeah, no one has it. But I remember seeing that before, so I think someone else in the settlement might have anxiety, but no. That just means that if anyone has anxiety, they become the straggler instead of rolling. Which means that should have been stated first, that way you don't go ahead and roll, but anyway, blah. That's more design improvement suggestions. Okay, the straggler is lost in a moment of profound self-doubt. They slip, not having the will to catch themselves, and tumble off a steep hill of stone faces. They land awkwardly with a crunch, suffering the broken leg severe injury. So let's do that first. So Barrett now has broken leg severe injury. So broken leg. Now I'm going to look up right quick to see what that does. Broken leg. An ear-shattering crunch. Adjacent survivors suffer 1 brain damage, but no one's adjacent. Suffer -1 permanent movement. The injury is permanent. Can be recorded twice. Gain a bleeding token. Okay, so I go ahead and gain a bleed, but I don't know if you can gain tokens outside of the showdown, but sure, I'll do that for the time being until I look it up. So Barrett gets a bleed, and what? And -1 permanent movement. So his movement now is -1, and I put a 4. And I have to remember too, actually Ren's movement is +1 is a 6 because of White Lion boots. So I have to remember it's 5, 5, 4, 6. And has 1 bleed. And then other stuff happens. But that was just a broken leg condition. But the good news is, because it's a broken leg, I believe that's something I can cure from bed in the settlement. So that's the good news. I could cure it, I believe. Okay. Sobbing to themselves, they come to grips with just how terrible the life is and gain +1 understanding. Okay. And then, if the straggler has binge eating disorder, does not, so ignore. Okay, so that's it for it. Broke her leg, but gained understanding. Alrighty? Then everybody moves forward. Now we do Overwhelming Darkness, led by Volva. So now I go to Overwhelming Darkness event. Put this away because we don't need. Well, I mean, murder's gonna come out again. What am I talking about? But I don't know. I just don't like the. I mean, like, yes, I could have had double up and murder, but I just think that I'm treating more like a realization. The fact that we've been having repeat murders, and it's like, why is that happening? Why, you know, at first I thought it was just spurned by the Skull Eater, but maybe there's more to the story. So I'm treating more as like a revelation, like what's happening really in the civilization. Like we had all these festivals as a way to escape and celebrate because we had so much death, sure, but you know, we need people to be alive in order to survive. So why are we killing people? That's what's kind of weird. So it's like, it's not really thinking straight. Okay, so what am I doing? Overwhelming darkness. It's more like, hey, I wonder if the Twilight Sword in this dream has something to do with how our people are actually behaving, fundamentally. Okay, overwhelming darkness. I'll show you a picture. Okay. So because I have Song of the Brave innovation, I can have everybody do Path of the Brave, which I'm going to do. And I'm gonna roll for everybody, and then I'll go from the worst result to the best result on the saying what happens. Wow, that was dramatic. Okay. Ah, getting some high rolls. Wow. Okay. All right, so what we got here? I'm doing Overwhelming Darkness. We're doing Path of the Brave. 3 people got a 7, and then I got an 8. So I'll do the 7 first. Actually, 7 and an 8 is exactly the same table result, so I'll just say what it is. With your lantern held high, you cut a path through the teeming darkness. Suffer 1 event damage to your arms. So everyone gets 1 damage to their arm, but we get through. Because it's like we're putting out our arms in front of us in darkness to see what's there. Okay, so everyone takes 1 to arm. So it goes 4 to 3. 3 to 2. 4 to 3. And then 3 to 2. All right, so we overcame the darkness, and everyone goes forward. Now, next lean to charge is going to be Joy, and we have 2 events. We have Mineral Gathering and the Hunt and the Phoenix Hunt event. So we're gonna do Mineral Gathering first. So let me turn to that. Obviously, I want to have more pickaxes so I can have more people ore, so I get iron faster. It's just I didn't have the capability this lantern year to do so. Because they also break, so it's like also preparing for that too. Okay, so let me find that first. It's called Mineral Gathering. Okay, so here's what Mineral Gathering looks like. Picture on the left. And so what I'm hoping to do on the right is to go as far down as to, and that's why I did this on the other side of Overwhelming Darkness, is to find a vein and then keep finding progressive caves is what I'm hoping to do. But it's all based on dice rolls, so. And that's why I want to have multiple pickaxes. A perfect world, because then you have more chances to get what you want. Okay, so I have 1 pickaxe, So, again, this doesn't tell you what to roll, so I'm assuming you just roll 1 dice. We got a 6, which is you find 1 iron strange resource among the unyielding stone faces. As you free it, roll a d10, and on a 6+, you hear a snap, and you archive the pickaxe. It's like the axe breaks. But we did get an iron. So it is a victory. That was Volva. So right now I got 3 resources and not even at the showdown yet, which is cool. And then I rolled to see if I keep the pickaxe. It's an 8, so I do hear a snap, so I do lose the pickaxe, unfortunately. So in reality for this, it's sort of like if you roll decent, you get iron, and you have to spend 2 resources, a bone and a leather, to make an iron. It's kind of like the conversion rate. That's what it looks like. Cool, but we did it. Now the question is, no, that's true. Yeah, on an 8+, we would have had this whole other stuff that could happen, but even that could be bad. So, but it's interesting though. All right, so we got an iron. Awesome. Which means now we actually have the resource we need to make the rainbow katana. That's what's cool. I just need to get the unique parts now. Okay, so now we have the hunt event. And this will be the last event unless other stuff procs. We have time flows backwards. I'll show you the card. Don't worry about trying to read it in time because I'll read it too. I just want to let you know what it looks like. A blinding light accompanied by a bone-crushing vacuum rushes over the survivors. All survivors lose 1 level of hunt experience for each level of their quarry. So everyone loses 2 hunt experience. This says 1 level of hunt experience for each level of the quarry. It's a level 2 quarry, so everybody loses 2 hunt experience. Wait, what? Whoa. What? Am I reading this correctly? I'm sorry, I read the next part and I'm like, what the fuck? Oh my god. I'll read to you what it says. All survivors lose 1 level of hunt experience for each level of the quarry, which I haven't done yet, so everybody will lose 2 hunt experience. I haven't erased anybody's yet. If any survivors have no hunt experience, no filled in boxes, they disappear, they are dead. No one remembers they even existed. Now, 1, this really sucks because I have 2 people with 2 or less hunt experience. That means I'm going into this fight with only 2 people, first of all. And I also lost 2 people for like, what seems like no fucking reason. My god. And that's what I mean by super punishing. It's like, if I knew this was a problem, then you would know whenever you fight this, you have to go in the fight with at least a few hunt experience. That way you don't get boned. But this person got annihilated with hunt experience, and then down on top of it, it's like guaranteed you lose somebody. So it's like, wow. Okay, anyway. So, how I'm going to play this is, because people disappear, you can't loot the body, so there's no cannibalism, first of all. Because it says they disappear, I'm going to say they're removed from existence, so I'll put an E. I'll put a V for vanish, I mean. E is for exile, V means they just vanish. So I'll put a V for vanish on the death count when I do it. The other thing is, does the death thing trigger? I'm going to say no, because it says here, no one remembers that they even existed. So they don't even remember going on the hunt then with this person. So it's like, so there's no bonuses, is what I'm saying. Okay, so what happens? Everyone goes down 2 hunt experience. So Barrett goes to 0 and dies. Ren goes, I remove 2. He has at 3 hunt experience. Joy was at 0 because of the last Phoenix card, so also dies. And then Volva reduces 2, and she's at 2. So I'm going into this fight with only 2 people. Which is terrible. Fortunately, it's the best DPS and best tank, but it's still a really bad situation. Why is it a bad situation? Because one of the problems, remember, with the Phoenix was, if everyone is knocked down, then that means there's no threat on the board. So if there's no threats and she does a basic action, that means instead she'll do, if she can't do a basic action, that means instead she'll do the stain. And the stain is what fucks everyone with Spiral Age. And the whole idea was to at least have one person up so she never does it. And the fact that now I only have 2 people, she's probably going to do it constantly. So this is really bad. And this is a level 2 Phoenix. I'm going into it with half a party. I mean, man. Yeah, this is... Yeah. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to recover, even get through this fight, but we'll give it a fighting chance. At least we do have our best tank and best DPS still alive, but... man. Alright, so time flows backwards, affects both. Then it says if all survivors still existed, you would do a hunt event, but that's just... bad shit does happen. Okay, so I'm going to say how they died first. Okay. So... Barrett, I put an X. I'll do it one at a time so I don't forget. Barrett put an X. Guess I don't have to worry about the broken leg on Barrett. Apparently. Put an X, and I'll say vanished from existence when time flowed backwards. Okay, and then update the death count and the population. So population goes from 8 to 7. And then I put another square, and I'll put a V on top of it to show that it's not a death, it was a vanish. Alright, next up we have Joy, who also died. And I'll say vanished when time flowed backwards. Population then goes to 6. Another death, and I'm recording as a V. So in total, I've had 4 people vanish from existence and 1 person that was exiled from settlement. Okay, so this is really bad. Yeah, really bad. I did really good, and then this epic bad right before. Ugh, Jesus. Well. And that's what I'm talking about. Like, I've been doing house rules to make the game more fair, easier to track stuff, and more fun. And it's still super punishing. So, you know, I definitely don't take it away from the casualty rates of this game. Okay, so who corresponds to who? So we still have Rin, we still have the Axe person, and we still have the Twilight Sword. These 2 are out. And then we start the hunt. Man, that was like beyond devastating. Especially for me, because I only have 6 people left in my settlement. And only 4 people that can actually go out. So now if I lose anybody for any reason now, I won't even have a full party. It's like, if I don't somehow miraculously get more people, it's going to be the beginning of the end. Because I don't even have my full team. Yeah. Yep. Alright, anyway. Alright, so now I'm setting up the hunt event. I guess I can put these 2 up later. Doesn't matter. Okay, so we're starting the hunt. We did get 3 resources, but we lost 2 people, but unfortunately then we didn't get any resources or bonuses from those people. If I'm keeping the theme with the card. So, alright. Okay, so now I'm going to the Showdown to see how we set it up. So here's a picture of the Phoenix. It's just one of those things that if I knew that that was even an option to get, I wouldn't have done it. But the whole thing about this game is you don't know what the hell's going to happen to you. It's just, you know, I wish I was in a better situation that can absorb these losses. Because I'm sort of in a situation now that it's may not be able to recover. We'll see. Of course, I've also said that before and recovered. It just, oof, man. It's not looking spectacular right now. Okay, so for the Showdown, let's set it up. All right, so, oh yeah, I didn't get out the Nightmare Tree, did I? I think I got the Stone Face instead, accidentally. No, I do have it. Oh, I just didn't get out the cardboard. So I need a Nightmare Tree, 3 stones, which is probably over there, Acanthus, which is probably over there, Survivor, which may also be over there. I just cannot believe that. Oh my god, we made it to the very end. We did good. Oh my god. That's talking like, you know, I didn't add murder to, and then there's gonna be a murder next year too. It's, yeah, this, I may not have to worry about making the Watcher miniature after all, at this rate. We'll see, we'll see. I have a chance, it just does not look fucking good. Okay, so I need Acanthus, which I need 6. Actually, no, because I have less people. Actually, wait, before I set up anything, let me do the arrival bonuses for who's remaining. Yeah. And I can't do Rawhide Drum because it's sort of like the gear is not included anymore because the person's dead. Alright, so what's the arrival bonus? Nothing. Okay, this person. Oh yeah, so we actually get Whaleless Acanthus. We only get 2 instead of 6, first of all. And then Volva gets 3 Insanity. It goes from 16 to 19. And I think that's it for Arrival. Okay, so now we can set up. Yikes. The last time I fought with 2 people was against a level 1 or level 2 Screaming Antelope, which I think was level 1. And here we're fighting our first level 2 with half a party. Oh my god. Oh my god. Alright, here we go. Alright, so we have the tree in the middle. But it's not exact because of the... I think, if I'm looking at this correctly, I think it's set up like this. I could be wrong, because it's a 2x2, but this is a 3x3. We'll set up like that. Whatever, it's fine. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spaces away are the people. Oh, that's really dusty. Okay, 6 spaces away. And the monster is going to go first because top of the round. So maybe I want to have a little bit of distance. That way they're not right next to each other. So maybe I'll do something like that. Or I'll do something like that since I want her to be the tank. Okay. Now we set up the rest of the terrain. So we have 2 Acanthus, and a Survivor Corpse, and 3 columns. So let me find those and set it up. Now I have the songs like that because we went back in time. Boy. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay, so I need to look for these pieces. So we have 2 Acanthus and a Survivor and 3 stone. Now the stone I don't really care about because this guy can blast through the stone and I don't want to lose line of sight because I don't want to get Spiral Age. So I'm just going to place him really far away. The stone says this has to be 4 spaces from all the other terrain, so let's have no other terrain near it. Now this guy's got bash moves, so maybe I can just stick it behind. That's what I could do. Do something like that. That's 4 spaces away. And then this one, do something like that. All right. Then we have Acanthus. We've already done Night Retreat. Survivor Corpse has to be 6 from all terrain. And Acanthus just has to be away from other Acanthus. And then 6 spaces from all terrain. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. Sure. Because this, if I don't pick it up now, I can pick up at the end of the fight anyway, it doesn't matter. But these, if I'm en route, I can use it to try to save myself. Alright, so I believe that's the setup. We're ready to go. Next episode. And it's going to be one hell of a fight. Because having 2 less people, that means you have less people that you can rotate damage onto. So I'm going to have to hit this guy as hard as I can. Shit. And hope I can sustain damage. It's going to be a doozy. Cool. Well, then that's the end of this episode. The next episode is going to be the Showdown with a level 2 Phoenix with only a 2-member party. So it will be an exciting one, so definitely tune in next time. Again, this is Ismortah. Thanks for watching. Oh, actually, before I sign out, just because I realized I should have 2 +1 tokens because of Red Fist. Everything burns. Cool. All right, guys. Catch you next time.